Hello students, I hope that you are all well at your homes. Now we are starting the next topic, डिसीजन मेकिंग स्टेटमेंट, जहाँ पे इफ़ स्टेटमेंट हमने पढ़ लिया था लेकिन फिर से हम थोड़ा सा रिवाइज कर रहे हैं उस कॉन्सेप्ट को। और दूसरा आप लोगों को मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि हमें बहुत ही अच्छे स्टडी मटेरियल जो फ्री सोर्स हैं, ओपन सोर्स हैं, ठीक है, फ्री मटेरियल आर अवेलेबल एंड डेट वन इज़ प्रिपेयर्ड बाय द KVS PGT कंप्यूटर साइंस। और आपको मैं ये PDF शेयर करता जाऊँगा। अब आपका काम, एक और काम बढ़ेगा यहाँ पे। हम 2-3 दिन से क्लासेस नहीं ले रहे थे, तो अब आपको एक काम मैं और दे रहा हूँ। जो भी PDF अब आपको शेयर की जाएगी, अब आपको उसके लिए एक कॉपी बना लेनी है, क्लासरूम कॉपी, और आपको लिखते जाना है, ठीक है। ये जो नोट्स मैं आपको प्रोवाइड करूँगा वो आपको लिखते जाना है, ठीक है। इसके अलावा अब मैं असाइनमेंट्स भी आपको दूंगा, जैसा कि मैंने आपको बोला था कि असाइनमेंट्स आपको देने हैं और आपको होमवर्क भी करना है। तो अब आप समझ लीजिए, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि लॉकडाउन की स्थिति अभी 3 मई तक है और इसके बाद भी ये जारी रहने की संभावना है, क्योंकि अभी कोरोना जो एपिडेमिक है उसका स्प्रेड जो है वो धीरे धीरे बढ़ रहा है। तो हमें ये देखते हुए जो हमारा टाइम है उसको यूटिलाइज़ करना है, इसलिए आपको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पढ़ाई करने की अब ज़रूरत है, ठीक है। तो शुरू करते हैं। देखिए, इफ़ स्टेटमेंट क्या होता है। इफ़ स्टेटमेंट, एन इफ़ स्टेटमेंट इज़ ए प्रोग्रामिंग कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट दैट इफ़ प्रूव्ड ट्रू परफॉर्म्स ए फंक्शन और डिस्प्लेज इंफॉर्मेशन। इफ़ कंडीशन अगर ट्रू होती है तो ये कोई फंक्शन को या इंफॉर्मेशन को डिस्प्ले करती है। इसको एक फ्लो चार्ट से समझते हैं। देखिए, यहाँ पे आपका प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट होता है, ठीक है। देन प्रोग्राम के अंदर कुछ कंस्ट्रेंट्स, जो कंस्ट्रक्ट्स होते हैं, प्रोग्रामिंग कंस्ट्रक्ट्स, वो डिक्लेयर किए जाते हैं। देन कंडीशन लगाई जाती है। यहाँ पे कंडीशन अगर ट्रू है इफ़ कंडीशन की, तो जो इफ़ से रिलेटेड कोड होगा वो एग्जीक्यूट होगा। देन आपका जो प्रोग्राम है वो एंड होगा। और इसी तरह से अगर आपकी कंडीशन फॉल्स हो जाती है तब भी ये एंड कंडीशन में जाएगा। तो हर एक जो कंडीशन होगी उसके 2 पार्ट हो सकते हैं, या तो वो ट्रू हो सकता है या फॉल्स हो सकता है, ठीक है। आपको लिंक नज़र आ रहा होगा यहाँ पे जहाँ से ये PDF ली गई है, ठीक है। उसका लिंक मैं आपको बता दूंगा अभी थोड़ी देर में। इफ़ स्टेटमेंट का सिंटैक्स क्या होता है। इफ़, उसके बाद में कंडीशन है, देन आपका कॉलन है, एंड देन सेट ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे एक एग्जांपल दिया हुआ है, हम पहले भी देख चुके हैं, इसलिए हम ज़्यादा इस पर अब नहीं रुकेंगे और आगे बढ़ेंगे, ठीक है। तो आपको ये PDF मिल जाएगी, आप इसको अच्छे से फिर से रीड आउट कर लेना। एंड दिस विल बी द शॉर्ट मटेरियल। हमारे पास ई-बुक्स भी अवेलेबल है, जैसा कि मैंने आपको एक चैप्टर शेयर किया था, उसी तरह से ये जो PDFs हैं वो भी आपको अवेलेबल करा दी जाएगी, ठीक है। सो इफ़ स्टेटमेंट क्या होता है। यूजिंग लॉजिकल ऑपरेटर इन इफ़ स्टेटमेंट, लॉजिकल ऑपरेटर्स को यूज़ करना। जब हम चेक करते हैं कि 2 कंडीशंस हैं, अगर 2 कंडीशंस को हमें चेक करना है, तो आपको पता है, मैंने पहले भी बताया था, लॉजिकल ऑपरेटर्स एंड और नॉट। जो एंड ऑपरेटर है उसमें दोनों कंडीशंस का ट्रू होना ज़रूरी है। अब यहाँ देखिए, x इजिकल टू 1, y इजिकल टू 2, ये 2 वैल्यूज़ असाइन की गई हैं यहाँ पे। उसके बाद में कंडीशन लगाई गई है इफ़ x इक्वल्स टू 1, यहाँ पे इक्वल्स का मतलब यहाँ इक्वलिटी ऑपरेटर से है, ठीक है। एंड y इक्वल्स टू 2। If this condition is true, both the conditions are true, then this print statement will be executed, condition matching the criteria. So here, because x value is 1 and y's value is 2, then this statement will be true. So the result will be condition matching the criteria. Okay. Now next example is a is equal to 100. Now if not a equals to 20, that is true. We are using not operator. Not operator will result into the false condition. Whatever statement is given with the not statement, if it is false, then the true result will be executed. ये आपका true होगा if not a equals to 20, जो कि true है। a is not equal to 20, तो यहाँ पे प्रिंट हो जाएगा a is not equals to 20. a equals to 20 तो false आएगा, आपको पता है, ठीक है। यहाँ पे नॉट ऑपरेटर लगाया गया है तो इसका रिजल्ट क्या आ जाएगा, ट्रू आ जाएगा। सो ट्रू आने पे ये प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट होगा। ओके। इफ एल्स स्टेटमेंट, अब देखिए अगर हमें इफ के साथ, इफ स्टेटमेंट में ट्रू कंडीशन के साथ साथ फॉल्स कंडीशन को भी एग्जीक्यूट करना है, तो हमें, हमारे पास पाइथन में एक कंडीशन दी हुई है, एक कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट दिया हुआ है एल्स। इफ एल्स स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट सम कोड इफ द टेस्ट एक्सप्रेशन इज ट्रू and some other code if the text expression is false. Okay, so the condition is given here. If the condition is true, then the body of if part will be executed, and if the condition is false, the body of else part will be executed. This is the simple flow chart of if else statement. Now we come to the example side. Okay, this is the syntax given on your screen. If, then condition, then the related statement will be executed if the condition is true. Otherwise the next statement is given as else. Okay, and the else part will be executed if the if condition fails, okay, or it is false. So here a is equal to 10. If a is less than 100, print less than 100, else print more than equals to 100. Now here the result will be less than 100 because the statement is true in the if part. Okay, so you can do by yourself. The question is, write a program in Python to check whether an entered number is even or odd. Okay, you can see this question at the bottom and you can do by yourself. Now we move further in nested if else statement. Nested if else statement means when we want to apply multiple if conditions or multiple conditions in a program, then we can use the nested if else statement. The nested if else statement allows you to check for multiple test expressions and execute different codes for more than two conditions. Okay, so here first the if condition is given, then elif condition, then again elif condition, then again elif condition, okay, and then else condition if we want to conclude the statements. So this is the syntax. If condition, then its related statements will be there. Elif condition and its related statements will be there, and at the last else condition. So there will be an else statement always. Okay, so here an example is given. We have discussed already about the nested if else statement. You can see it, it is on your screen, and a program for your practice is given. Okay, write a Python program to find out largest of 3 numbers. Okay, so you have to do it by yourself. Okay, so you have to practice it by your own using nested if else conditions, not by the use of logical operators. You have to do it with the help of nested if else condition. Okay, so we are moving to the next topic. The next topic is iteration statements, or we can say loops. So iteration statements or loops are used to execute a block of statements as long as the condition is true. So whenever we want to repeat the statements or a block of statement, so we can use the loops. Okay, loops statements are used when we need to run same code again and again. So in Python, the iteration loops statements are of 3 types: while loop, for loop, and nested for loops. So what is the difference between while loop and for loop? Okay, in for loop there will be a range function, okay, or there will be a looping variable. Another condition is that the initialization part, the test conditional part, and the increment or decrement part is given in the same line in the for loop, whereas it is not mandatory to put the initialization part and the increment or decrement part in the while loop. In the while loop, it is not necessary to initialize any of the variable. Okay, So first we will talk about the while loop. It is used to execute a block of statement as long as a given condition is true. And when the condition become false, the control will come out of the loop. The condition is checked every time at the beginning of the loop. Okay. So here is the syntax of while condition or while loop. While, then the condition will be applied and it is followed by a colon. And after that the associated statements will be executed as per the condition. If the condition is true, it will entered into the body of the loop and the statements will be executed. So the example is given here. X named variable is initialized by 1 and the condition is applied after that in the while statement. Okay, while x is less than or equals to 4 and the colon, and the x will be printed in each of the iteration, and each time the x will be printed and after that the x will be incremented by 1. So up to x is less than or equals to 4, this statement will be executed, print x, and x is equal to x plus 1. So our output will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is the flowchart given here. Enter while loop, test expression. If the expression is true, then the body of the while loop will be executed, and if whenever the test expression fails, the loop will be exited. Okay, so I hope you will understand this concept. You can read the content from the PDF given and you can practice more and more programs. Okay, so we are moving further. While loop with else. So in Python, the additional facility is given as the else part. If the loop part executed and if the condition is fails, in the topmost part after the while statement is executed, for example, it is given here that x is equal to 1 and after that it is mentioned that while x is less than 3, print inside while loop value of x is x. So here x is less than 3 and it is increased by 1 in each of the iteration. So 1 and 2 will be printed, and when the x value is increased to 3, this condition will be failed. Okay, or it will be false. In this condition, when the x value is 3, it will come to the else part and the statement will be executed. Inside else value of x is x, it means 3. So the output will be 1, 2 and 3. Okay, inside while loop value of x is 1, inside while loop value of x is 2, inside else value of x is 5. So inside the loop will be executed 2 times. Okay, and when the x's value will be 3, the loop will be terminated or exited and the else part will be executed. So using this while loop, you have to do a program which is mentioned here. Write a program in Python to find out the factorial of a given number. Okay, so you have to do it with by yourself. Okay, now we are moving forward, and this is the infinite while loop. So infinite loop, we have studied earlier in class 11 that it is a logical error. Okay, so x is equals to 5, while x equals to 5, this statement will be printed inside loop, inside loop, inside loop. So because x value is 5 and no terminating condition is given here, this condition will always be satisfied because x value is neither increased or decreased. So this statement will be executed infinite times. So this loop will result into the infinite loop. So here you see this is one kind of logical error. This is not a runtime error or a syntactical error. This is a logical error. Okay, this loop will be an infinite loop. Okay, so now we are moving for the for loop. Okay, So it is used to iterate over items of any sequence such as a list or a string. So for loop, so for while in sequence and statements. While means here one variable is given, so we have to put one variable in the for loop and a sequence will be followed. Either it will be a range or a list or a string, whatever it is. Most of the time we use the for loop with the range function. So the range function having three parameters. The last one is optional because by default the range function will increased by 1 in every iteration. So here for I in range 3 comma 5, so the starting value will be 3 for I. The I will be the loop variable and it starts by 3 and it ends less than 5, which is 4. So this loop will be executed 2 times 3 and 4. Okay. So this is the stop counter or the range. This is the starting and this is the ending. The loop will be executed less than the ending point in the range function. Okay. So some more examples. Here the loop counter will be executed in the opposite side or the reverse side. So for I in range 5 comma 3, so the starting point is 5 and the ending point is 3, and each time the iteration will work, it will decrease the value of this range by 1. So the output will be 5 and 4. I hope you will understand the functionality of range function. So range functions parameters are start, stop and step. Step is optional. It determines the increment between each numbers in the sequence. If this step number is mentioned as -2, then it will print only one value. Okay, 5 will be the starting point, and if we put -2, then it will be 3. Okay. Now for loop. For loop with else, we can also use for loop with the else statement. For I in range 1 comma 4, print I and else part. If the i's range is over in the for loop, then the else part will be executed. So here the example is given as for I in range 1 comma 4, print I. So I will be printed as 1, 2 and 3, not 4. The 4 will not be printed. In the else part, the print statement is no break. So no break will be given. Okay. For loop continue. Nested for loop. So we can use a for loop inside a for loop. Here the example is given as for I in the range 1 comma 3, for j in the range 1 comma 11, k equals to I into j. So here the multiplication table of 1 and 2 will be printed. Okay. How it is printed? Let's see. Because the first loop is the outer loop, it will work for 1 and 2. So for 1 we come into the inner loop, which is for j in range 1 comma 11. Okay. So k equals to I into j. I will remain 1 and j will be iterated from j will be the iterating value of j will be from 1 to 10 less than 11. So 1 into 1 will be 1, 1 into 2 will be 2, 1 into 3 will be 3 and so on. In that manner 1 to 10 numbers will be printed. It is the multiplication table of 1. And after that, for i's value is 2, then in the range 1 to 11 the values will be printed as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. Okay. So in this manner the multiplication tables of 1 and 2 will be printed. Now jump statements. This is the last part for iterative statements. So jump statements are used to transfer the program's control, okay, from one location to another. Means these are used to alter the flow of a loop, like to skip a part of the loop or terminating a loop. So we are having three types of jump statement, in which the third one is of no use. It means pass means a simple line break will be there. Line means a simple statement will be there, it will do nothing. For break statement, first we see the break statement. It is used to terminate the loop or any part of the program. So here for val in string, so val is a variable and it will work in the string string. If val equals to I, this val variable will read this string character by character. First it will read the S, then T, then R, then I, then N, then G. So if the val is I, then it will break. So the output will be str. Okay, only str will be printed, and after that the loop will be exited using break statement. The loop will exit using break statement. So we are having str. Okay, and then the end will be there. Okay, I hope you will understand the use of break statement. We studied in class 11th as well. The continue statement is also a jump statement. It is used to skip over the statement, any part of the code of the program or a loop. For example, for value in init, here init is the string. For if value of equals to I, continue. So here whenever I encounters in this string, this will be skipped over and only n and t will be printed. Okay, so whenever I will be encountered, the code of the loop will skip over this I and only the remaining characters will be printed, such as n and t. You can see these PDFs. Okay, I will share this thing in the group. Okay, so we move further in the pass statement. This statement does nothing. It can be used when a statement is required syntactically, but the program requires no action. Okay, so while true, pass. So pass means nothing will happen. Okay, nothing will happen. Okay, so these are the three jump statements. You can read them, and here the flow of control part is over, and we will meet in the next video lecture. Okay, thank you students, bye.